played a while ago that recently dropped on, I guess, in price. It was only $2.99, so I'm like, why not pick it up? And it's Onechanbara Bikini Samurai Squad. It was on the 360, came out on PS2 as well, and it's unique and interesting. And it's a game I played way back on the 360. It was fun for what it was, a nice little budget title, nice little cheekiness, so to speak, with regards to character design. And here you see sort of the opening story, which, if I remember correctly, after researching this game a bit more, this is either the second or third game in this series. I forget exactly which one, but it's still pretty early on. They had about 3 or 4 more games and spin-offs since then, and it was funny, the sort of things that they got away with when it comes to, let's just say, female forms in the PS2, PS3 era. Excuse me, it's PS3 that originally came out on, especially from Japan. It's funny because these things are funny and laughable and very tongue-in-cheek, but they would be very offensive to many nowadays. So now you're two scantily clad, or one very scantily clad and the other dressed like a stereotypical Japanese schoolgirl about to go and stop a zombie invasion with swords. See, what kills me is the fella boa and then the cowboy hat. Like, why? Like, who thought of this outfit? And why is this effective when it comes to zombies? So I think this is the third game since the first level is called the third zombie incident. It reminds me of, I forget the zombie game that was on Dreamcast. Where it was a beat 'em up. Zombie Survivor. It'll come to me afterwards, but I forget what it's called. As far as the graphics are concerned, even the arcade style of the gameplay. And that's one of the things that really appealed to me with this game, was the arcade style gameplay and also the gratuitous violence and blood splattering everywhere. I do like the mechanic of your sword getting too heavy. The more zombies that you kill and the blood stone, or not stone, but soakedness of it, it just makes it heavier to wield. So I do like that. I have to admit, the character design is done very, very well. I do also like how, again, I love the arcade nature of this. I think that many games have gotten away from this sort of arcade structure style of games, because I can still see something like this running, again, back to the Dreamcast. It reminds me, just in sort of game structure as well as game design, of a Dreamcast game running on Sega's, what's it, Nami board, I think is what it was called back then, but just a bit more polished, especially when it comes to the main character. As you see, she is shiny and smooth, while the zombies are still very, I won't say crude or rudimentary, but their care and character design is not as much as our main character. I do love the effects of them coming out of the ground. I wish that there's still some remnants of the rocks and whatnot left over for a short amount of time. I also like how even you have to chop everything up, because even if you cut off their heads or arms, they're still kind of moving around and register on the board. As you see there's still one behind me, and you go back, actually there's a couple that popped up. But where's the one? Yeah, see, still right there, the half torso is there, standing there. I have to go back and kill that one. Just walking around. Now, I need to figure out if that can actually hurt you or not, since there are no arms or legs or mouths to, well, I see their legs obviously, but no arms or mouths, anything that could possibly hurt our hero. Like I said, I like this game because it's pretty straightforward. It was a very inexpensive price. I think even brand new is probably $9. And it's definitely a $9 game for this time period. I believe, I don't remember when this came out, but I think I played it originally, it was like 2008, 2009. So maybe 15 years old or so. Because actually, when I originally played it, I rented it from GameFly. You know, back when we had physical media everywhere. But I got it off of GameFly, rented it for a while, so that had to have been about 2000, 2009, maybe 2010 at the latest, when I was really heavy into renting games off of GameFly, which was a very affordable service at the time. I know it's still around, but it makes me wonder how long they will be around, especially with this digital push, as well as even when you buy a digital game, a lot of time it's just like an access key and you download the game, digitally speaking, or digitally from the storefront. So, and this is the switch out. You can switch out between the characters, which I thought was pretty cool as well. So you got that Tekken tag sort of feel to it. And each one of them, I wouldn't say offer different play styles, but it does feel a little bit different when you switch through the characters, especially with the other one's height. You're a little bit more centered as far as the abdomen area of the others. Also don't feel as though that she swings her sword as fast as the more scantily clad one. Again, I love the arcade feel. I love the sectioning off and like you have to kill everything beforehand. This is not a, and I think I have the settings on this one is too easy, but again, it's not a super hard game. I will say, especially in this boss battle, he just looks like a muckman, so I don't know what he's supposed to be. Zombie, what have you, but it's just like a muckman. Like I said, they spent a lot more time detailing the main characters and making them look good compared to really everything else in the world. I'm okay with that. Again, there I noticed that my sword was very much blood caked or blood soaked, so I had to clean it off. I do have issues with the camera angles at times. You do get trapped, as you see with me fighting this boss. There are a few times where I'm getting trapped in certain aspects or certain parts of the screen where I really can't move or see anything, especially considering the size of the boss. So that was a bit of an annoyance. So I just want to kill this guy and get it over with. You see, the boss battle is pretty easy. There he is. And even with that, I like the fact that you still have to kill the rest of the zombies before you're completely done. But you notice all of the, all of the gates have gone down, so you're free to go and move on to the next level. Even with the zombies, that kind of makes sense. Like, you're a zombie killer. You're trying to kill the zombies. You don't leave any of them alive, I guess. So rank it up in skill. I do like the fact that you do have some level of skill progression. With a game like this, there's sometimes, I believe this was like a budget title in Japan when it came out, this whole series. So it wasn't a super expensive game. So when you're looking at those sort of budget titles, aka shovelware, you don't look for a lot of depth. And this surprisingly has more than you would expect. So I've cleared that. Ready for chapter 2. Looks like like I said, I played this game a while ago, and even back then with Xbox with cloud saves, it was still there. So flipping through some of the things. No other costumes are available at this time. They do have some free DLC, which is really cool. So you can kill the zombies on the loading screen, which makes the loading a lot more fun. So, yep. And we're going to end it here before we get to chapter 2. Catch you next time.